Welcome to Backstage, small church, big vision. Just because you're small doesn't mean you can't have big vision.
If you're a small church leader and you want to have big impact, this podcast is for you. So let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of Backstage, Small Church, Big Vision. I'm Kevin Gollihue.
I'm Andrew Gravagna.
And today's big topic of the day is how to have big vision with tight resources. Just because you may have tight resources as in money, volunteers, or whatever, doesn't mean you cannot have a big impact.
That's good.
Yeah.
And we got a new segment for you guys. I'm really excited about this.
Because
we're both
I am too.
Yeah, because we're both musicians.
Yeah.
We both, wanted to do worship fail reactions.
That's right, Worship Fails. Also, if you don't follow them on Instagram, go right now.
Please.
Worship Fails.
Hilarious.
They are so good.
And we haven't reacted to this, so it's definitely going to be a genuine reaction.
It's purely genuine.
Matty Ice behind the camera picked them out.
That's right,
so
Matty Ice.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. Oh. Yo.
Wait,
Dude, I'm telling you.
is he still playing?
Dude, that's on you, man. Like, you're a drummer. How does that make you feel? Yeah, he said, I can't get it off. All right.
Yo, this is long.
All right, well, he stopped playing at least, right? That matters. He's trying so hard. You know what the best part about this is? The worship leader is just chilling.
Great.
Oh my goodness, has literally no idea what's going on behind her.
You know what though?
It is
She's
so
older.
good.
I'm not making fun of older people. Maybe she didn't hear.
Maybe she didn't hear. Yeah,
I love my older people. Grandma, I love you.
Yeah. We'll give her a little bit of a break, I guess. But
gosh.
that was bad. Listen, don't have fake plants that are really top heavy next to the drummer.
Like, what are you doing?
Easily, probably the best way to fix that. Listen, small church.
Small plants.
Just don't do that. Yeah, small plants. I like that. Yeah, that works. It's perfect. So before we get into the big topic of the day as well, we got a new segment. We're calling it Backstage News.
Good.
Whenever we talk about this sort of thing, it's going to be talking about something that's happening in the church now that you may need to be aware of. I'm not sure. We've talked about it somewhat. Maddie and I have talked about it a lot. Is Facebook is changing their, I guess you want to call it their live stream and music kind of rules and regulations come October 1st. If you don't mind, I'm going to actually just read something real quick that Facebook put up, and then I'll tell you what we think it is, right? Maybe it'll affect the church, maybe it won't, but so what's changing is now music and stories and traditional live music performance, they are permitted. So, the live music is permitted, but the greater the number of full-length recorded tracks in a video, the more likely it may be limited. So there's that. Shorter clips of music are recommended. We're not doing shorter clips, clearly, but it's talking about music. There should always be a visual component to your video. Recorded audio should not be primary purpose of the video. So basically, it's saying the copyrighted music should not be the primary purpose of the video. Right.
So what is that going to do for like churches and
whoever's
live streaming, right?
So if you look in the comments in the bio below the description, we're going to actually put the article. We're going to put what Facebook says, and then we're going to put an article that actually talks a little bit more, what Facebook responds to the questions and talks a little bit more in depth about it. But this is how I feel. Again, I'm not Mark Zuckerberg. Again, I'm not Facebook, but I don't personally think it will affect churches that much. What it sort of seems like to me is that it's saying I can't put Apple Music and Spotify on live and for you to enjoy, my friends to enjoy, because for free. Because if I put my Spotify playlist up there on Facebook and I pay for Spotify Premium,
people are getting it for free. Yeah,
people are getting it for free. But you never know. That's and also, Maddie and I were talking about this. The visual component is probably the main thing is that it's not like churches are just putting on a Spotify playlist. Their music has a purpose, and it's not constantly.
So it won't mess with worship or any.
It shouldn't.
Tracks we do.
Yeah, it shouldn't, but we don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see what October 1st.
Right.
Yeah, so we need small churches. I know CCLI and Song Select, stuff like that is.
Yeah, give you rights.
Sometimes it feels like it's an unnecessary expenditure, but just in case to cover yourself, I would really recommend getting them. You don't want Facebook. Facebook is saying they'll even block and delete your page. It's not just like, oh, your video's going down.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah, but
can be.
And for you bigger churches out there, like our church, we do like a Spotify 15-minute pre-loop of like our announcements of all of our like COVID rules. So maybe it'll affect that.
Right,
You know?
we do at Connect Church. We do from ProPresenter, so
Yeah.
it should be fine from there.
It should be fine, but it's just something to be aware of.
Sure.
Come October 1st, what is it going to change? You know, just we'll find out. We'll find out. Basically, a lot of pastors are freaking out. A lot of I'm part of so many pastor groups on Facebook. They're freaking out. The end of the world is near. Well, okay, maybe. But it's just Facebook. I don't know. My 6 years of ministry, I've seen Facebook rules doom the church before, and it never really did. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll keep you updated. If our church pages get shut down, we'll let you know.
No good.
It'll be no good.
NG.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Yeah. So now we got wins and learning opportunities.
Yes. So last week we kind of failed on that one. That's probably a learning opportunity.
Our pastors blasted us.
Yeah. Well, we got blasted. You know, my pastor said, "Oh, well, you know,
let me write a list."
Yeah, I got a list for you, and I was like, "You probably do." But really, a learning opportunity was last week. We didn't have anything prepared. I know I'm going to be completely genuine with you guys. We really didn't, because we thought right off the top of our head we'd be able to say something, because I don't know. I
do a lot of dumb stuff too.
Yeah, we do dumb stuff. So we figured, it'll be super easy to talk about something dumb we did. But, you know, so that's a learning opportunity for me, is that we need to be more prepared for this. Another learning opportunity for me, then I'll let Andrew talk, is we had a youth event. I took out some visitors from the church to this place. Doesn't matter where it is. I took them out to this place, like a brunch kind of place. It's pretty good. I revisited for redemption.
Wait, so we not mention the place?
I'm not gonna mention the place. I just want to be safe. I know.
No, it's respectful. It's respectful.
Yeah. I gotta yelp. Yeah. Well, we don't want Yelp to.
But the strike center.
Oh my goodness. But what happened was the event was at 3. I got asked to take these visitors out, and I'm like, heck yes, of course I'm going to. I love to talk to new people. I love to get to know people. Sure, why not? Well, it took about 2 to 2.5 hours to even get my food. Like, we were sitting at the table for about 2 hours, okay? Now, why does that matter? I'll tell you why it matters. My first youth event, I was late by about 2.5 hours.
That's bad.
Yeah, all right, Maddie's laughing, but
you didn't hear this.
But
did you hear it?
Dude, oh my gosh, it was so bad. It was at a board member's house, so, you know, they were like, okay, we got you covered. But boy, did I feel really embarrassed. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, why don't you look dumb for a little bit?
Oh, I look really dumb. So last week, we're in rehearsal, got the songs, everything's perfect.
Oh yeah.
You know how that works, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right, everything's perfect.
Yeah, sure.
Singing on key, got the tracks rolling right.
Yeah.
Sunday morning, come in, try to go on my laptop. All of a sudden, I have my laptop all of a sudden just update.
All you AV guys out there, no. Never update your iMac or your MacBook.
I had it on automatic.
Oh, no. Man, that's messed up ProPresenter for me in the past so many times.
So I'm like, hey, let's hit the track.
Oh, no.
Restarting. Update. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I have my one of the kids from my youth group are on the worship team. He plays drums and he runs the tracks. And he's like, dude, what I do? I'm like,
just blame it on him.
Play.
Blame it on him.
just know the song. Just know the song.
learn the tunes, bro.
Yeah, learn the tunes.
That's it, I guess.
And then it came back on, and then all of a sudden we had glitches, and you know how it works. And learning experience. Make sure that you don't have it on automatic.
Oh my goodness!
I know Maddie did the same thing before when he was doing worship, and
so not only did Andrew tell about his learning opportunity, we know it's failures. We're calling it learning opportunities on purpose.
Fails.
He threw Maddie under the table right there, just so we're all aware. Okay.
I'll get him later.
Yeah, I know you will. But yeah, so a win that I had.
No,
though,
but it
for
happened
sure.
to me too. So
No, it happens. I've done it by accident when I first started in Jersey. I did update the iMac. Oh my goodness.
That's a classic, right?
Again, you AV people know, especially when you're working with volunteers that don't know that much of what they're doing. Oh, pop right hand corner, update. Yeah. And they're trying to do a good thing, right? They think they're in the right, and it's like, nah, that was the wrong
Nah,
decision.
totally my fault. I take blame.
Yeah, no.
Of course.
Well, yeah, that was you. But a good win, though, that we had this past week is that the kids video, usually, the church I serve at is called Bridge Community Church. It's in Queens, New York. During COVID, we've been doing these kids videos week in, week out, using the teens. That's probably the best accomplishment I've had this whole, 8-9 months that I've been here, however long it's been, is that the teens and the college students have been banging out all of these videos left and right and making them super good. If it was just me and my wife Teresa, it could be done, but it wouldn't be as great.
Yeah,
but
I love that.
one of the wins is that, usually it takes us so long to record. But we finally have, believe it or not, just as, we're actually starting up this week in person, Bridge Kids, woo!
Nice. I saw that.
We're super excited. But I think we recorded within maybe a half hour, 45 minutes. It was the first time. Usually it takes 6-7 hours or whatever. So it was
How
a
many
win.
videos?
For one.
One?
Yeah, we hang out. We
that's fine.
joke,
No, okay,
we
that's
joke
fine.
around. I'm gonna be honest. I say 6-7 hours, but probably with setup and recording,
Eating, whatever it is. Okay.
It's not too long. Maybe actually
that.
about an hour and a half of actual working hard to record everything, but the rest of it's just hanging out and relationship building. But that's the win. Is that this past week it took only a half hour, and also I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead.
I'm predestining a win. This Sunday morning for Bridge Kids is going to be amazing. I'm telling you now. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a learning opportunity. We'll find out.
Maybe everyone's gonna want it to be, right?
Yeah.
Not that bad. Just a little bit. Just a little bit where we could just get put you on some fail.
I know.
Right?
Yeah. Do you have a win?
I mean, just recently we found out that we can launch our youth group back up in person. I know you got the same
Praise
thing.
the Lord. Yeah. October.
Yeah, in October for us also.
Surge, man.
Yeah, Surge NY. Surge Youth NY. Plug into Instagram. Follow, please.
You're so on the ball. I don't even have an Instagram page for my youth yet. I still need to get.
You'll get that.
I need to get.
You don't have a logo.
I need to get the logo.
We'll work on that.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yeah, and we got a dope graphic designer. That's gonna work with you also. But
Potentially,
potentially.
We're gonna figure that out. But
right?
yeah,
A designs. Okay.
Yeah.
But he gets dope. Logo. He's different Surge and different Connect Church. But before we get into it, make sure you follow us on all social platforms. If you're watching it on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. You hit that bell so that you can be notified when we have a new clip coming up and a new video.
That's right. Yeah. So today's topic of the day is that how do we have a big impact with tight resources? Listen, if you're listening to this podcast, hopefully we're speaking to you. We're trying to give you as practical tips as we can. We're not going to say something generic,
right,
and then have you apply to your specific culture and church. We're going to try literally our best to be as precise as possible with our tips, because the problem with these other bigger church resources is that they give generic tips, but they don't really tell you how to do it. When
Right,
you have
more principle, I guess.
more
you would say, right?
principles, but not even that. Like if you have tight resources, they're like, oh, spend $1,500 on this camera. Well, I can't. Like,
I'm trying to pay rent.
It's like
whatever
you know,
it
like
is.
what you go on was a church media front. No, church.
Church front.
Church front. You go on church front. They have like these super cheap like setups but it's still like $1,500.
And
It's
we
still
love
$1,600.
church front. I know
Oh,
you
they're
love church
amazing.
front.
I love church front.
Great guy.
I
Yeah.
love church front.
And you use them, I know, right?
Oh, I use it. Yeah,
I use them too.
They do amazing work, and I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying like when you're a church of 30 and you need to get a live stream saying here's $1,600 worth of equipment, that's just not doable.
Yeah.
That means your lead pastor isn't going to get a salary that month.
That's your
like
whole budget.
that's your whole budget. So we're going to aim to be as good and precise as we possibly can. Okay.
Good.
So what we're going to be aiming to do is talk a little bit about AV, worship, youth, and kids. Because let's be honest, again, like we said last week, we're not lead pastors, but we do a lot in the church. So we have a lot of experience, and we know how to jerry-rig stuff. We know how to repurpose things, and we know how to contact people and ask the right questions, I guess.
We're like that flex spot in fantasy.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Which, by the way, I won this week.
I
So,
lost 0-1.
you know, sometimes in life you have to be a loser, but not me. I won the first week.
Yeah,
Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Okay. All I care about in fantasy is that I win the first game. I could do terrible because I have a perfect season right now. I do. Believe it or not.
You know, the Jets had a perfect season a couple times too.
Yeah, a couple of times. Not many times.
I'm a big Jet fan.
Sorry.
69 is when we won. The Knicks won, the Mets won, and the man landed on the moon. And the Jets won.
Listen, we got the Eagles on my head, man.
13.
Eagles, baby.
They just won.
Yeah, I know they just won, but that's whatever. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. We're not
Maddie,
editing that out. Get out of here, Giants fan. You're just upset. Yeah, Big Blue. Was it
Big
crying
boo.
Eli?
Big boo. Big boo.
Tactical foul number 19.
All right, so our first tip is to be creative with what you have. So what I mean by that is, you know, people, equipment, resources, Facebook, your phone, everything, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna go down the list. Easiest thing for you guys to understand. We're gonna start off with some AV and worship stuff. So honestly, when we started talking about this, the very first thing that came to my head was figure out alternative uses for different pieces of equipment. Right? The very first thing that came to my head was all of our Bridge Kids videos from the very beginning were played and recorded off of my phone. Right? Everyone's like, oh, we need to spend $1,500 on a camera, the same amount of money on a nice lens, blah, blah, blah.
It's expensive.
It's expensive. Guys, believe it or not, your phone
Our
can
phone's
record
expensive, but-
4K. The phone's expensive, but you have the phone, right? And it doesn't have to be an iPhone. It could be any solid name brand smartphone. You got to.
Samsung. Samsung can do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Samsungs
Samsung can
have
do it.
banging cameras. Like that shouldn't hold you back. That
Grab
should
a-
not hold you back.
Grab a little tripod.
Yeah, grab a little tripod. Buy one from Target for $20, right? $20, right? So like literally, that's what we did for Bridge Kids. We didn't even we even bought, believe it or not, Maddie has his opinion about this, but it worked. We have our little external mic that you plug into. It's not the best, but you can mess around with the audio a little bit. So like you can, for iPhones, you know, Apples can sometimes be the worst, and they now you have to have that little adapter. But you know, you get the adapter, and then you plug in the external mic. You have the tripod, and some of these tripods even have an external mic
So everything's going through
thing
that
on
mic.
top. Everything's going through that mic, so it's a little bit more precise than just the average
It's good in the
mic.
pinch. It's good in the pinch.
It's good in a pinch.
What did we use before we had a camera? What was it called? Mevo, right?
Oh, Mevo.
Yeah,
Mevo.
we
yeah,
used
yeah.
Mevo. I know Christy, one of the pastors that we're really close to,
Yeah.
Pastor Christy, Predator from Christ Alive, he uses Mevo, and he told us about it. I believe he told us about it.
Yeah, Mevo works at the church I served out in Philly. They did Mevo.
It's like a wide camera. I know there's, and it's a good price. Where is it? Between $200, maybe even less,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, something like that.
And
yeah.
it's a really I guess you could say it could be better than your phone. Comes with the app. You can move it around. You can zoom in with it, and you have more control than just putting your iPhone on the tripod. So there's other, different things that you could do and be creative with what you have.
Yeah, literally. I've talked to within this time, and I'm not even kidding when I say a lot of people say, "Oh, I've talked to so many people," but I literally have sat down and talked with pastors on Zoom, over the phone, through text, and I'm sitting there saying, "Listen, go right now. If you can't figure out how to go live stream on Facebook or whatever, go pre-recorded during this time. It was the best thing. Grab your iPhone.
Yeah, it was.
Grab a tripod. Pre-record." Watch YouTube videos on how to adjust the audio, color grade, color correct. You will be so surprised what you can do on an iPhone, on a Samsung. You'll be.
Lighting is what
Yep.
you have to invest in.
Yeah, lighting's the key.
Speaking of lighting, literally, one of the other things that we wrote down here is if you're pre-recording either worship or like if you're doing a sermon where you're gonna have the pastor sit down in a sort of like setting or backdrop like where we are now, if you want to get rid of like shadows on your face, you can have lighting off to the side, but you can also grab just a piece of white foam board and put it on the other side, because what it's going to do is it's going to hit the foam board, and because it's white, it's going to reflect. It's going to reflect enough to take away.
It's gonna bounce.
Yeah, it's going to bounce. It's going to take away that weird, I look like a raccoon shadow thing.
Yeah.
Like, and that's honestly, you go to Lowe's, Home Depot, buy for $10, and now your recording actually looks, and I'm not trashing other churches, but it actually looks professional rather than just thrown together. And it's literally just tiny things like that can make you look professional and as if you know what you're doing, because honestly, we all didn't know what we were doing, but we could all research, we could all contact other there are tiny things that we can do to look professional.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. I know that's a really lighting, like you said, lighting's important, and so when you have good lighting and you do it in a cheaper way, I mean, it could benefit you on live stream. It's important. Live stream's so important.
Live stream lighting is super important in live stream.
People are not gonna look on a dull screen that doesn't look good, right?
Yeah. And you could spend $2,000, $3,000 on a fantastic lens.
Make it look horrible,
and
too.
$1,500 on a nice camera. And I know these big churches that do, right? You can do that, and if your lighting is not great, your 6K, 12K camera, whatever the heck it is not going to look 4K. It's not going to look 1080, right? It's not going to look anything like that, because you're going to actually look grainy.
Invest in lighting.
Invest in lighting.
Invest in lighting. If you're in charge of it.
Listen, you don't need all these, what were they called? Soft boxes, right? Is that what they're called? You don't need to spend money on a soft box. Listen, there's a lot of like DIY soft box ideas where you just get like a power strip and you get like one of those outlet plug adapters where you screw in a light bulb
or just your white sheets on your bed.
Yeah, just a white sheet over your,
Cover the light.
There are so many ways to get a professional look without the professional bucks.
That's good.
It's so true.
That's good. It's good.
Yeah. Another thing. This is worship. If you guys don't know what a click is, the easiest way to explain it is it's tempo. It's in your ear, so it gives you speed. You're going to be singing, that you're going to be playing.
So important.
It's so important. Drummers nowadays, some of them will be like, "Oh, I don't need them."
No.
No. You do, because what about those songs where it's really reflective and they're not starting the song, but they need to be able to start when if I'm the acoustic guitarist and I'm singing by myself, I need to have the same timing as the actual song in the drummer, right? So if we have the in both of our ears, we know he's not going to start too fast. He's not going to start too slow. He's going to match up with everything I have. It has everybody on a level playing field, right?
Listen, yeah, and ask any professional drummer. I know I'm friends with some really good drummers and professional drummers, and they all say the same thing. Make sure you're on click. They all use click.
Always on a click.
Go to their Instagram channels and Instagram profiles. They all have clicks, and they're going through and they're practicing on metronomes. It's always ingrained into them.
You said it. It can be fun too. You've gone through drumming classes. there's a reason why you practice with click. There's a reason why you practice with metronome. Like, you're not inferior.
No.
You're superior if you can actually play
With it.
with it, because it's harder than you think.
Yeah.
Especially when you start off. But a really nice, cheaper way to do it is literally on phones. They have metronome apps, and you can just get like a splitter from your phone, and then you could just set the tempo, press click, and then from your phone to, like, if it's just me, a keyboard, and Andrew on acoustic, we could just have 2 splitters, and we can have the same click in our ear.
I wish I knew that when we started, because we did have click. I was the only, because I was a drummer, I was the only one that had click. We didn't have multi-tracks and all this stuff, that we have now. But that's such a cool and cheap thing to do.
We literally did that for a wedding this past month, and we couldn't figure out how to really have like click, because we had pads and vocals, acoustic, and keyboard, but we couldn't figure out click. We had everything else, just not click. Now, speaking of, I brought up pads. Pads basically are this drone effect for worship.
That's a good way to put it. Okay.
Yeah, it's just drone. It doesn't have like the specific chord, the specific notes. It's just you need it in the exact key that you are in, but it just fills out the dead space in the background.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing, and
it helps a lot, especially if you don't have the like we're talking about the people to do it.
Some people can't afford to do it, or they don't even want to be trained how to do it. Right. And so in the description below, we're gonna have everything that we're talking about linked up. There is a website that has some really solid, free, professional sounding pads in every single key that you need it. You can just attach it to a DI, go through your board, and then just have it in the background, fade it in, fade it out, and then into the next song. Easy peasy.
Right. And then if you don't have the people or enough instruments, you still want that band feel. There's also, instead of paying for Ableton expensive programs to run tracks off of, there are actually apps. The app called Playback, which is multi-tracks app, and you can run off tracks, and it's a cheaper way to run off tracks. You don't have to pay for an expensive MacBook that costs $2,000 and get it.
You can run off of the tracks.
And you can rent out the tracks.
You don't have to buy them. You don't have to have the subscription or whatever.
Yeah, and you sound awesome. And you sound awesome. And it's good. It's good for a small church or if you need something in the band that you want more of, right?
Yeah. So like if you're a worship leader listening, because I've been there, I can nearly assume that Andrew's been there. Is that if you're the worship leader and you're the sole musician,
it's hard to find musicians.
It's hard to find musicians sometimes. You can have that keyboard playing in the background. You can have that acoustic guitar. You can have that lead line to make sure that the congregation knows what song is playing. You can have all of that without the people. Yes, we do want volunteers. Yes, we do want to empower, grow, and train up people to do and serve God on a Sunday morning. But let's be honest, if you're a church of 30, of 40, but you want that professional sound and you can't afford it, and there's literally nobody else in the congregation that can do it, this is the cheap way to do it. Yeah. It really is. And if you can't afford multi-tracks, you can't afford to rent it, that's okay. I'm not saying get it from your own pocket. I'm not saying that, because I've been there, and I'm not going to call it a waste, but I have irresponsibly thrown hundreds, if not thousands of dollars because we didn't have a budget. So I decided, well, I'm going to get it anyway. So if you can't afford the multi-tracks, the pads, that will fill it out. If you're just an acoustic guitar and a pad, you are golden. Yeah. You are golden. One other thing you could do, you have WorshipOnline. WorshipOnline is a good subscription.
Love it. We use it.
Amazing. You can learn every lead part, every harmony. Hallelujah. You get the chord sheets. Not only that, you can replace Planning Center if that's too expensive as well. I don't know if you guys know what Planning Center is, but it's basically a service planning tool. It has a lot of different functions as well. There's a lot to it, but that's predominantly what it's known for, is to have everybody on the same page, all the AV team, the worship team, the vocalist. You just schedule.
Planning it out.
And so if that's too much for you to spend money on, and you want to reallocate that money somewhere else into something that you get more into, Worship Online would be that, because you not only will you be able to like do the order of service and like plan and schedule, you get the chord sheets as well as every line, and also you can buy the tracks as well. You can get the tracks from Worship Online. You can get the exact keyboard sounds that you need as well.
But yeah, we have a lot of stuff for AV. We have a lot of stuff.
We have a lot of stuff for AV. Yeah, there's a lot, but it's really important because this is where you're going to look and sound professional. And it's not that we want to be professional; it's that we want to make sure that everything we do is of pure excellence.
Yeah.
Listen, if you aim for perfection and you land somewhere under perfection, you're landing with excellence, and that's what you need to be
that.
at.
That's
If you
good,
aim
bro.
for perfection, you're going to get excellence, and excellence is great. But at the end of the day, we do know that our very best is what God is asking of us, right?
That's good.
Amen.
So we also have visual church media and church motion graphics subscriptions. They even have a free media drop. What this is will be graphics for social media. What it will also be is motion graphics to put your slides on from Pro Presenter as well, just to spice it up a little bit, so that it's not the 90s look of the same screen, up on stage every single time. It'll be moving. Sometimes
What's
you
that
can
backdrop for lyrics you're talking
yeah,
about?
backdrop
Okay.
for lyrics. And so like if it's a fast-paced song, you can get ones that have like rays shooting really quickly, or if it's more sentimental, like it could be like a pond in the background, or like something or something a little bit like that.
How about creating your own equipment?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, for us, we've done that a
Yeah.
lot in our church. I'm a drummer, and when I was playing drums, the acoustic drums were blaring loud. I mean, you got them Karens, giving them
I know.
complaints.
My ears.
Nah, chill.
I'm so sorry if you're a Karen.
I love you, Karen. No, I'm joking.
Karens make the church go round, okay?
But it was loud. It was
Yeah,
loud,
of
and our
course.
ceilings are really, really low. So
Metal ceilings.
They
yeah,
were,
and the metal
they were
ceilings
metal?
are low. They are metal ceilings.
oh, right now. Oh my gosh.
Metal.
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So
Yeah.
Fun.
we had to find a solution, and we had a drum shield, and we had like a little cover, and somebody came over and showed us how to do it, and it wasn't
Yeah.
that good. They did a really, really cheap
Yeah.
way, but it was terrible.
Oh,
right? We needed a little bit
Yeah.
better. Wanted to isolate it more. We wanted to be able to make it sound really, really good.
That's perfect. Just because you can figure it out and it be really cheap doesn't necessarily mean that's the right way to do it.
No.
Maybe if you could find a way to spend just a little bit more, and
Little
I'm not
bit.
saying thousands or hundreds, I'm
compared
saying
to-
just a little bit more.
So compared to what we spend on this drum cage, I'm gonna give you the prices for it in about a second. But compared to actual nice drum cage.
Yeah, the ones that they look super cool. Some of them even
The
look like a tube.
fish the fish bubble.
Yeah.
I think that's what they call it, the fish bowl.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
they call it the
fish
fish
bowl.
bowl drum
They
cage.
look like a fish.
They're so cool. They have AC too, and that was one thing. We didn't have AC for a while. We didn't have fan.
Back
Oh my gosh, I would have deodorant
Yeah.
downstairs every
Oh my
single
goodness.
Sunday.
You have to.
Gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta smell good for Jesus. But but it
And
cost
Karens.
us. Yeah, exactly. We had people that knew how to somewhat put together the drum cage. They helped. They volunteered. They put some time, and we loved them for that. And it cost us about $1,000 for the drum cage. Which, if we got a really nice one like the fishbowl, I mean,
Yeah.
30,000, 20,000.
Yeah, it could get up there. But not only that,
It get really expensive.
The reason why it costed you guys a lot more, and correct me if I'm wrong, was because you got the custom cut plexiglass.
Yes. So yeah, the way we made it, we didn't shape it into. We wanted to make it a little bigger, so we had to make a custom.
Yeah.
Not temper glass. I'm
So
sorry, but
like if
drum
you
shield.
so like if you were to go and research, like you may even be able to find cheaper like plexiglass that you
Probably
guys
could.
use. Yeah, because you had to get it cut. Yeah.
I wish I known it before too. I know my friend that actually works with plexiglass. I wish we knew him
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
I wish.
Use people around you.
Please.
You literally ask the whole congregation. You don't know
Yeah.
who everybody knows. They may know a guy to help you out.
Yeah.
Who may actually be a really good resource.
They might
for
be
you to have.
Christian or maybe not Christian. Just have a really good heart and they know that
Yeah,
that's
reach out
going
to
to a
them that
good
way.
cause. People want to help. Make sure that you put yourself out there.
Convert as you're getting help from them. If they're not Christian, nothing wrong
Please
with that.
go fund me pages.
Yeah,
Come on, Christians.
Yeah, and so one thing that I have helped been a part of is creating a sound booth. So sometimes sound booths can be really expensive if you get a contractor to come and do it. Like it could get really expensive. And listen, It doesn't need to be super fancy. Sometimes it's literally just a table.
It doesn't.
And then you get pipe and drape and put around it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We did make ours fancy, like you see ours.
With that one?
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, we made a platform, but we have workers that can help us with that. So we have free labor, and they put a lot of time into it during quarantine. But it would have been a lot cheap. It would have been a lot more expensive if we actually had
free labor. Let's clarify. They work for our company, our family business.
That's what I'm saying.
We pay them. Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
Not free.
No. But we have.
For the church, it's free.
Yeah, for the church, it's free.
For the church, it's free.
Yeah.
Clarify.
I'm sorry. Let me clarify that.
Yeah.
For the church, it's free, but it benefited the people. Maddie Ice, who's back there mixing up the board.
Yeah.
Can see over everyone. The people that just want to switch, whatever. Yeah. And it looks really nice. But it was a cheaper way of doing it.
Yeah, and another cheaper way to have a sound booth is literally what I just said. Pipe and drapes are a godsend for sound booths, but not only that, like children's ministry stuff, if you have like one big room and you need to separate, pipe and drape. Yep. Pipe and drape is like so universal. If you don't have any storage space and you need to put it, like shove something in the corner of the room, pipe and drape. Nobody knows that is your closet corner, okay?
Pipe and drape. I like that.
Pipe and drape, man. Pipe and drape. But yeah, what's our next point? This one is super important, everybody. It's the resource that we all have. We all have it.
Like when Jesus was saying that you can do more than I can do, this is exactly what he was talking about.
This is what he's talking about.
This is the exact thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Listen, YouTube, everything.
It is everything.
Everything. Listen, I have fixed cars with YouTube. I have fixed cars with YouTube. I have fixed my guitars with YouTube. I learned how to hit on girls with YouTube. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You could though.
Listen,
you could though. Is that how
you really could?
Is that how you find your wife?
Oh my goodness.
Did it help?
No, it didn't. No. You guys will get that story
Maybe
another
I need
time.
to do that. No, I'm joking.
Oh
no,
my
I'm
goodness,
joking,
my wife is so out of my league.
She is, guys.
I tricked her, guys. I tricked her. I won.
You're fine. You're fine, bro. He won.
Then I was. Nah.
You're an image of God.
Oh yeah, that's what they all tell me. Whenever someone says that to you, you really know what's behind the heart behind that. Yeah. But no, listen, YouTube, everything. Sometimes you can even YouTube how to mix a soundboard. I know all you sound guys out there that are really professional and really know you're cringing when I say that, because at some level mixing a soundboard comes with ear. Like if you have a good ear, it's natural.
Well, that comes, but sometimes it comes with time.
It does come with time. So like if you're listening and everyone keeps telling you your mix sounds bad, that literally can be fixed.
Yeah,
like,
it can.
You literally research where, like, if the drums need to be higher, if they need to be lower, like to have that perfect mix. Like literally YouTube that.
Yeah, and get around people that know what they're talking about too. So like if you don't have a great ear at that time, I know it comes with natural knowing what music is, but be around, if you really have a passion for it, find somebody in the church or the person that maybe find someone different church that's really got a good mix, connect with them, hear what they're doing, hear what they're hearing, you know, and you get better.
If you're the sound guy and you have no idea what you're doing and you're fulfilling a role because you are a great guy or girl, that's awesome. But you know who does know a good amount about music? I'm hoping your worship leader. So ask them what needs to be higher, what needs to be lower. I know they're not out there listening, but they can at least say, listen, the vocals are very important, because if they cannot hear me sing, how are they going to follow along? Right, stuff like that.
Yeah.
How to live stream? You can literally YouTube that. That was a big thing during quarantine, right?
I think that's probably one of the most biggest things that happen on Facebook, right? Live stream everywhere, with churches, with businesses.
Yeah, we could even do video of how to live stream properly. And so,
please let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments what you guys need to know that wise. Because listen, we know somewhat of what we're talking about, and if we don't, we will try as hard as we can to get the answers for you. Yeah, so like we were talking about earlier before, lights. Learn how to do lighting on YouTube. Learn DIY stuff. If DIY means do it yourself, if you didn't know that.
If you can't afford Worship Online for free musicians, that you'll also find tutorials on YouTube.
Tutorials, yes. Tutorials are perfect on YouTube. Literally, YouTube everything. And if you're a singer and people tell you you're good, right? but you don't have an ear for harmony like I did naturally. I couldn't harmonize naturally. Literally.
I'm working on that.
Yeah, once you do it, dude, you feel so much better.
I've been getting a little better at it.
Yeah, once you get like really good at it, you feel versatile. Like not like even if it's just a basic harmony, like it's great. But I did it by looking up harmonies on YouTube for songs that we were doing that week, even though I wasn't doing the harmonies. You have to train yourself. But that's what
that's
YouTube
good.
is
Stretch
there
yourself
for.
out.
YouTube is there for professional training without you having to pay for it. Literally YouTube.
That's how
everything.
Can I be honest though?
Yeah.
YouTube, if it wasn't for YouTube, I don't think I would be the same way as the drums. It really, because I didn't know about, there wasn't really Worship Online then.
Yeah.
It was YouTube. Like I saw people with just covers, not even tutorial, just covers, watching them play. Just watching them play.
That, and also follow like drummers specifically. I'm gonna just use drumming as an example. Follow famous drummers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow famous drummers on Facebook.
They got a lot of practice a lot of practice tips, a lot of just technique.
Yep.
It's important.
Yep. And also all you AV guys, worship guys, listen when I say this. There are Facebook groups for everything.
Yeah.
Worship leaders, they have a worship leaders Facebook group. They even have a worship leaders like community yard sale.
Yo,
whatever.
I need to get into that.
I'm telling you, like if you're looking for a new piece of equipment, like you'll have other worship leaders that will give you solid pricing on it to help you out. It's great. AV really cool. Guys, church motion graphics has a page as well. Does Church Front?
Church Front?
Yeah.
Do they have a group? I don't know that.
They do have a group. I believe you have to subscribe to their school.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm subscribed, so it's expensive. It could be a little pricey, but
Depends on what it is.
yeah, just literally type in AV groups on Facebook. You'll find
some free groups.
You will literally find them. But if you are a youth or children's pastor, tune in next week for part 2 of how to have a big impact with tight resources. There was a lot for AV and worship. And the reason why there's a lot for AV and worship, we're very passionate about making how we look and how we sound professional and appealing, because let's be honest, when you put something on YouTube, when you put something on Facebook, that's your product. You want to make sure that you are really solid right there, because if there is a newcomer, either a non-believer or someone who is a Christian who's looking for a new church.
Yeah, and we've had even after quarantine, we've had so many new people come into the church that found us from Facebook or YouTube or even Google, going to our live stream.
And their live stream looks great. Live stream looks great. Matty Ice does a great job. Matty Ice does a great job. And it looks great, and it looks appealing, and it looks presentable.
Yes.
So that if it looks presentable,
it looks like you care.
It looks like you care. But if you're a newcomer and you want to potentially check out this church, that if they care, that means that these people may actually care about the people that are in the church. If they care this much about this, they care about this. Listen, excellence. Aim for perfection, but settle with excellence, okay? Yeah. It's perfect. So if you're a youth pastor or children's pastor, make sure you tune in next week for part 2. We got some solid stuff for that as well. We're both youth pastors. I'm a children's pastor. He helps out the children's ministry. Listen, we got the goods for you.
We do.
Tune in next week. That's right. So what are we doing next? I know what we're doing next. Do you remember?
Is it question time?
Question of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
It's our silly moment.
It's
a serious moment. Now it's a silly moment.
Yes, we're going to be silly. Listen, last week, if you didn't listen, check out last week's responses. I'll give a quick recap. But the question was, if you could hug any Avenger, who would it be and why?
Right.
What did you say?
I said Captain America.
Captain America.
He's awesome.
He's awesome, and his shield will provide protection around your back as he hugs you.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Like the word of God.
Listen, who's that actor again? What's his name?
Your faith. Who?
The Captain America.
Oh, Chris Evans, right?
I love that guy.
He's so cool, and he's also the Human Torch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
he was so good. He's like different characters.
Yeah. I said I wanted to hug the Incredible Hulk for the sole reason of
touch his bicep.
I want to touch his bicep. I know that's weird.
It is weird.
I'm okay.
Sus.
Listen, we all want to do it.
When we do a sus, maybe we could do a sus segment.
If you don't know what sus means, what does sus mean?
Suspicious.
Suspicious.
Sus.
You're acting suspicious.
That new Gen stuff.
New Gen Z stuff.
I'm part of Gen Z apparently now.
Yeah,
so.
Technically, yeah. But so I wanted to hug the Incredible Hulk because he's got ginormously green biceps and back muscles. I just want to know what it feels like. I know that's so
You'd probably
weird.
be at his calf, though.
I know that's weird. I would be at his calf, let's be honest.
Even though you're pretty tall, you're 6 foot.
That's right. But
6'3" on your license.
the question for today, yeah, 6'3" on my license.
5'8".
You can tell them how tall you are, right?
5'8".
The question for today is this. This is again, it's another random question, but you have to answer honestly, and you have to tell me why. If you were to be trampled over by different kind of animals, I'm just going to say, would you rather be trampled over by 5,000 elephants or 100,000 chickens? Go.
Wait, say it again. Wait.
Would you rather be trampled by 5,000 elephants or 4,000, whatever I said, I'm sick with 5,000 elephants or 10,000 chickens?
Well, you'd be dead. You'd be definitely dead with the elephants. I mean, the weight. But the chickens have sharp, like...
Yeah, man. They got talons.
So would you rather be
I'd probably rather... I'd probably rather the chickens. I'd probably rather the chickens.
Now, mind
Right?
you, it's not.
I'm thinking,
it's not an army. It's a straight line.
Oh, it's a straight line.
It's a straight. You're getting touched by.
You know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of Lion King.
Oh yes. Oh no.
Of Lion King.
Oh, that's so sad when Simba thought that
It
he
was
killed
really
his
sad.
father. Oh man, that's terrible. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, I know. So you said what?
I said chickens.
Chickens.
Right, yeah. Don't just do the opposite. You're
I
going to do the
think-
opposite? Really?
No. I think I would do the chickens, man, because I
Yeah.
think I would live. But boy, that'd be the worst back pain ever. And if you have a scratch on your back or mosquito bite on your back, like I do currently, it's really itchy. That would be amazing.
What? It would be amazing.
Yeah. Listen,
What?
you got the chicken scratching at your back, and you have
Oh,
a
okay.
itchy back.
But
Yeah.
they're probably going to stab you, though.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Well,
Whatever.
actually, I think after the first elephant, I'd die.
Yeah, you definitely would.
I don't know. I'm going to go with living so that I could do more for Christ.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's more for us to do to be honoring to
10,000
Jesus.
chickens. So that concludes our second podcast for this subject of how to have a big impact with tight resources.
Yes.
I really hope that this helped you guys out. We try to be as specific as we can, and we're going to link everything in the description below. Also, if you have a silly question that you want us to answer honestly,
That's
please,
good.
please comment below. Also, if you have a win or a learning opportunity that you want to brag about or be embarrassed about, let us know. We'll also
shout you out.
share that. But yeah, so
Make sure you follow us.
yeah, that's super important, guys.
Make sure you follow us. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Smash the like button. Right? Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all of it. And if you're watching on YouTube,
Everywhere.
hit that bell.
The bell, boom.
Boom. And you can see us next time.
That's right. And we're out.